packet, but you can also go to
That's not what I was asking for. I was asking for case management.
case management.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. And to speak with the social worker.
Social
I'm not.
worker.
It's impossible for me to call on my own. Every location that I go to deprives me of case management and wants me to call on my hacked devices for 7 years.
Okay, so you want your case manager to
Yeah, I would
help
like
you.
us to secure a location together, like
Okay.
other people are treated.
Well, when we're done with the intake, we can see if your case manager is available to meet with you, so y'all can maybe get that done today.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, I don't know why you wanted to give me paperwork of locations, and I already said that I'd like to see someone.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
we
you
can
didn't
see.
hear me say that?
I did, but sometimes our case managers like to have scheduled meetings, so sometimes they're not maybe available to meet with the client in
Yeah,
detail. But
people
we
are
can
acting
see if we
strangely
can.
here, and then they play games 7 years with case management, leaving me in abuse. See, I'm blacklisted from all services, and no one will help for all this time.
You're blacklisted from
That's what I
services.
communicated with you, and then I told you multiple AMHMR staff blatantly lied in documentation to frame me, which is a malpractice lawsuit, but I can't get legal representation. People should not be able to contact all my locations into criminal activity and scheming to violate my rights as a felony charge. And multiple different locations do it everywhere I'm at. And I'm not repeatedly heard and given phone numbers because they know my device is hacked. So as a social worker, if someone's fleeing abuse, she don't care, and she may not have time to see me. She can't take the minute out for a woman fleeing for her life to direct her towards safety.
Well, our case managers aren't social workers. Um, so are you wanting? So what like you want to go to a shelter?
I like to flee abuse that the government's enlisted in and enlist civilians in their conspiracy to violate rights crimes, which is a felony charge, to keep me from getting help to flee abuse they're enlisted in.
Okay.
So I've went to location for years. Some of them have been abusive, told me to leave, disrespected me in the process for profit. That's
Have
what
you
I
been to
assume.
friends of the family?
Yes, they put me out for my abuser. All locations when he's upset put me out,
Okay.
and the police cover for it and are behind it. They're his minions. Okay, so you have to report if I harm others or if I harm myself. What about if someone's harming me?
Well, then you report that to us.
Okay, I am. I just did.
Okay. And we're gonna figure that out. All right.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so asking to speak with the case manager today. It would be sometime this week or next week, even though I'm
If
trying to
not
flee
today.
domestic violence crisis. So at the shelter, the lady said they had me come. I'm just trying to let you know how my domestic violence crisis is.
Okay.
So I waited to 9. This
Mhm.
is a pattern that follows me all over the place. Mind games. So they said meet them at 9. I came at 9. She said 11:30. I came at 11:30 in heat. Then she said 2. Then she played games and would not give me locations for Salvation Army that have domestic violence organizations, and then told me to leave.
Okay. Who did you talk to? Was it someone here? Was it someone
I
somewhere
can't
else?
release the names. They get upset when I expose their criminal activity and harassment that I endure,
Okay.
but I don't want to mention her name. And then she did a curious thing the other day. So my locations are enlisted to keep me from services, which is, like I said, in conspiracy is a felony charge. So she played mind games and had me come 3 times in one day, then wouldn't get services, and then asked me to leave and was rude. So people repeatedly lie. They've done it 7 years, and it keeps me from getting in safety. He got me put out of friends and family in corruption, and then I've had at some locations I had assaults and arrests. So the police used to come personally until I started recording them. Now they work behind the scenes. I just think it's peculiar that a woman has been fleeing, trying to flee 7 years and can.
Mhm.
Everyone's busy and has other people to see besides me. So we'll see how it goes because I just don't understand why I repeatedly keep getting ignored trying to flee abuse.
I'm sorry that you're getting ignored from fleeing abuse. But I will do what we can to make sure you're seen by a case manager today.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And they've been successfully able to control all my environments to leave me in it. Con and scheme and blatantly lie to leave me in the abuse.
Um.
The police department. They assaulted and arrested me at New Beginnings. I went to the Plano location. They came there to interrupt me. They came. I went to New Beginnings again. The police department came another time. I was at Texas Women's Center here recently. They came there. Then I went to One Safe Place, and they were furious that I repeatedly kept trying to flee their abuse and arrested me there. I recorded it. So if they're not doing that, they enlist locations, all of them. Oh, it's not left up to chance. All of them to blatantly lie and scheme to keep me from services. So at the location on Lancaster, I just tried to call them out because they said that they didn't have any homeless services or housing, but they had something different on their building. So when I wanted to question them while they were lying about services, they told me to leave. Security put on his mask and then asked me to leave. But this is a repeated pattern that I experience. No abuser should not be able to list including every location, to leave me in the living hell that he has put me through. But he does, and they do it, even though it's criminal. I repeatedly keep saying that they arrested me for trying to flee abuse at One Safe Place. They scammed a criminal trespass. Okay. But I have told you multiple times the police department interrupts me fleeing their abuse, the abuse they're enlisted in. It's a pretty scary experience to be robbed of your ability to flee abuse and be heard, and not only denied assistance, but to be met with disregard and ignored and devalued over and over at location to location, to have that forced on me, crimes to keep me away from my children, and even deprive me of my right to get legal representation, and on some sort of circumstances purchase food and water, repeatedly ignored. That is extremely traumatic. Then put icing on the cake, scheme to keep me from mental health treatment to deal with the insanity, and then slander me in my records to cover for the criminal activity repeatedly unaddressed. So it is a pretty difficult experience to repeatedly keep experiencing and not be heard reporting it. Can you like go more into detail with your case manager? But where have you been sleeping? I'm at Salvation Army. I don't know how true the procedure is because they changed when I'm president, but they said I can only stay 5 days and then have to leave 14. Before I started recording my experiences and documenting it, they told me that I could only stay one night and had to go to another shelter, multiple shelters. So I signed all the paperwork, and then they said I can only stay there one night. And some of the locations were so sadistic, they made me a cot on the floor, and I couldn't even sleep in a bed. So I don't know what staff the diagnosis mean. Is that she's going to give me my diagnosis over the phone? Yeah, we're just gonna kind of talk through it so that we can give you one. Oh, so I have to repeat myself again? No, no, no. You don't have to repeat yourself. I'll explain it to her. Oh, okay. But if she asks you any questions, do you mind answering her questions? No, this is kind of unusual to have to go over it with you and then have a third party outside of you. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, she works here. It's just she's licensed, so she would have to sign off and things like that on it. But you don't have to like repeat yourself and like say everything that you just said. Okay. All over again. So okay. That she's been going through a lot of trauma, a lot of abuse. Um, she reported that there's like daily harassment, and people are violating her rights. Um, she did report to me that it was from a guy that she had met online that's like controlling the government and the police department. Um, she reported that whenever she kind of builds her life up, then they kind of come and tear everything down, and she hasn't been able to um, really have any peace of mind. She reported no SI, no HI, no auditory or visual hallucinations. Um, she did report that she was arrested May 21st for trying to flee abuse, but they said it was criminal trespassing. She did report that she was currently at MHMR Tarrant County, and she was taking I don't know how to say this. How do you pronounce the I guess it's Quantipen. Quantipen. And I did not say I didn't have any peace of mind. I just said that it's understandable that you would have some kind of emotion by being violated by an army full of people, and then a army of people conspiring with your abuse, even MHMR staff in Lancaster. Yeah. Yeah, they blatantly lied on me in their records, which is criminal, to cover for criminal activity from the government. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. No problem.
Um,
You want me to repeat it again?
yes, just
I
general.
just said that false statements were made by MHMR staff to cover for criminal activity of the government, and they are saying real events or delusions. And then they put in there that I'm schizophrenic to cover for crimes, which is a malpractice lawsuit. But I've tried to get legal representation, and the government interrupts that too.
Okay. Have you been made aware of any diagnosis in the past?
Yes, I just told you that they diagnosed me with schizophrenia and corruption to cover for crimes.
Mm-hmm.
They were framing me for the government.
Okay. Have you been experiencing any signs of depression or anything like that?
Well, with the experience of fleeing abuse and repeatedly not being heard and having conspirators and felony charges, I think that that would
Mm-hmm.
have anyone to have emotions. Like I expressed to the lady, that's I don't know what that was we just went through because we had to have another person, but whoever she is that I just expressed to her, and she said that we needed to talk to you,
Okay.
forcing me to
Oh,
repeat myself.
I yes, this is just part of our standard process.
Okay.
Um, did you what kinds of symptoms were bringing you in today, Kiana?
I was wanting a refill on medication and see a caseworker regarding my fleeing my abuse.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, we'll definitely provide you with some resources for that. Um,
Now I wanted to see a caseworker. What's your name?
my name
Yes.
my name's Kate. I'm one of our counselors on staff.
Okay. Is there a particular reason why I can't see a caseworker and have to get resources?
Oh, we're gonna connect you with a case manager before you leave today. Don't worry about that.
Oh, okay. You don't have to
Absolutely.
report me getting violated like that.
I'm sorry?
You don't have to report to anyone about me being violated. You say that if someone's homicidal or suicidal, you report that. What if someone's getting violated? You don't have an
Yes,
obligation to
that's what
report
I'm
it.
saying. We're gonna connect you with resources for
But
your
I mean, I'm
safety
saying
before
that
you
you
go
don't,
today.
as a provider, is there an obligation to report that?
So as an adult, there are limitations as to what we can report. Was there something in particular that you felt like needed to be reported today?
Oh, you want me to repeat it again about me being violated?
No, that's okay. Well, we'll definitely make a note of this and get you connected with a case manager who can help you today. We're also going to help you get connected with your medication as soon as we can, okay?
As soon as you can. They did this another
Yes.
time. They deprived me of my medication. I thought you
Well,
got it the same day.
we definitely don't want to prevent you from getting your medication. We
They
want to
did
help
in
you
the
get
past.
through
They
this.
lied and wouldn't give me my medication when I was really stressed out and traumatized from an abusive situation. At these locations I forced to live in, there's a lot of abuse. So I wanted my medication as a relief. I wasn't able to get therapy, and they lied and wouldn't give me my medication. So are they going to give me my medication today, or are they going to scheme again to keep me from it?
So we never give medication on the same day. That's one of the things that we always try to educate our clients about.
They used to. When
Um,
did they stop?
I'm sorry.
They used to. When did they stop?
Well, I've been here for 3.5 years, and in the time that I've been here, we haven't been able to provide that. Now, in other counties, I don't know if you've ever received services from another county MHMR. I know that some other counties are able to provide that same day psychiatric service. And I apologize to you that that's not something that we're able to provide to you today.
When will I get it?
Well, at the end of your appointment with Deja, she's going to identify when your appointment will be, and we're going to try to get you in just as soon as possible.
Oh, so this is not an appointment. I have to schedule an appointment.
Oh, you are in an appointment.
Okay, I'm confused. So I was told over the phone that there's walk-ins, and then I would be able to get my medication, and then it all switched up to how long would it be before I can get my medication? This is like the other
Well,
experience I had.
that's what we'll have to check on for you.
I don't understand why you have to check on it. I mean, what's the process? You don't know when the medication is given. You said it's not the same day, so what matter of time is that? Because obviously, if someone is you claiming to be mentally ill, why would you deprive them of medication?
Yeah, we don't want to deprive you.
Well, you are. When is the process? What time frame would I get the medication? This is the problem that my abuser is able to control all my environments and malice and pathological lies all over the place. He don't want me having any peace and control everyone. So when do you think from your procedure here that I'd be able to get it?
I think so. One of the things that I want to make sure that you get the best services possible for you today. So Deja's going to have you speak with a second staff person in person since I'm by phone today, and she's going to get you connected to them
Okay, so
after
let me
we
make
get
sure I
off the line.
understand.
Okay?
I have repeated myself to two people, and now there's a third one.
Yeah, I know. Well, just have you ever been to the emergency room?
I don't understand what that is. You're deflecting.
No, what I'm saying is that when you go to the emergency room, I know that it feels like you have to tell your story over and over and over.
No, that's not my experience when I go to the emergency room.
Okay, well, I'm glad that you haven't had that experience. Like I said, my goal for you today is to have the best services
Well,
possible that
if
we
you,
can
I keep
provide to you.
repeatedly asking you how long is the process, and you won't tell me. If you, I can't get the best services
Well,
if you're depriving me of the answer
I
to
am
that
not
question.
completely sure,
You're not
but
completely
I'm
sure.
gonna let
Are
Deja.
you guys depriving me of services like I've experienced? Are you scheming to keep me from getting my medication? So I have to live in torment in the same games that multiple other locations played under the radar? Are you guys being controlled? Hello?
So Deja, yes, I'm here. Deja's going to help you get connected in person to the next staff person who's going to help you.
What
Okay?
was the relevancy of this call?
This is part of our routine process.
Well, I'm asking the relevancy of it. What is the process?
So Deja was just talking to me to summarize some of your symptoms.
What is the relevancy of this call if I have to speak with another party?
I'm I feel like I've already answered your question. I'm apologizing that you're not feeling like it's been answered,
I'm
but I am
asking
going
you
to let
what was the
Deja.
pro. I mean, what? You can't explain the relevancy of it. So I gave my information to her. Then I had to speak with you, and then I got to speak with another party. You don't have answers. You don't have answers on when I'll get my medication. And then because you don't have those answers, you're blaming me for it and saying that I don't seem to be understanding you.
Well, I definitely want to help you get the best services that
You
you
keep
can get
saying that, but
today.
I'm asking you the procedure on how long it takes in the process, and you're not answering those questions. And then I asked you the relevancy of this call, why it was needed, and you won't answer that as well.
So I'm going to go ahead and get you connected, as I said, to the next staff
Well, maybe
person
the
who is
feds can
going.
get people connected because this is criminal. This is like a form of harassment I'd have to endure, psychological games. Like the other day, they had me come 3 times for one appointment and then scam to keep me from services. Allowed to be in a conspiracy to torment someone and all other kind of games is criminal. That's a felony charge. You can't scheme over and over and over to violate someone in the midst of trying to get services. But you repeatedly is unaddressed. So if you're refusing to tell me the relevancy of this call as well as an army full of other calls, then I guess the call will end the call. People have yet to get these charges. I shouldn't have to be violated place to place to place to place trying to get services year after year. Okay, ma'am, I don't
Yes.
know. I'm surrounded by pathological lies. I don't know what to do. Okay,
Um,
so I got to go to a different building.
yes, to do a different assessment.
Okay, a COPD.
COPC, that's just a different building, just to do another assessment.
Okay, so how many assessments is this process?
I know this is a lot, but just because you're needing your medication pretty soon and all that different stuff, um, we just want to make sure that you're getting the best care possible that we
I
can give to you.
repeatedly keep hearing that like a script, but I'm not getting the care.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, you will be able to get the care. We can walk you over to the COPC. If you're not wanting to walk over there, you want to wait here, we can also do that.
Now my life is strange. I have to walk a lot of places.
So do you want to walk over there?
Yeah, I said yes. My
Okay.
life is strange. I have to walk a lot of places. Everywhere I am at has schemes. I had to walk with a go zone. and all kind of other insanity unaddressed, yes, I will walk there. I don't understand what's happening once again, but hey, it's what it is. No charges are nowhere to be found. So at the COPD building, is that
COPC, yeah.
okay? Do they have case managers over there?
Yeah, they'll be able to get you connected. I don't know if they have case managers over there, but they'll connect you with your case manager, if that makes sense.
It's hard for me to get services. I don't understand. How would they connect me with my case manager? Would I need to walk back over here?
Not no, you won't need to go back over here.
Are they going to call them on the phone?
Your case manager?
Uh huh.
I think they'll email them so that the case manager will contact you.
I'm not understanding. If I'm here to see a case manager, how is that going to happen?
You want to see a case manager today?
Yes, I've told you repeatedly I'm fleeing
Okay.
abuse, and you guys said that I was going to see one today, and it keeps switching up after people repeatedly look at emails and are on devices communicating with other people. I'm not saying you are, but that's been a pattern of someone supervising and controlling my experiences.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know because you guys are not. You said that I was going to see someone today, and then it changed. So I don't know what's happening. My case management has been sabotaged 7 years, and social worker assistants, victims advocates, and all kind of help. Period on the planet.
Mm-hmm. I'm really sorry that's been your experience. The assessment that's in the different building. Um, I'm not sure. Well, I know they'll connect you with the case manager, but I don't know if you'll meet with one today.
Okay, so first I was, and then now I'm not. Two people told me that I would, yes, they were going to get someone, and people do this repeatedly. It's mind games to get my hopes up that I'll get help that's been controlled 7 years, and then I never see it. Which in I repeatedly keep saying that it's a felony, but no one has any concern, period, about ever seeing those charges. They are extremely confident that for justice will not serve itself. Completely confident. Felony after unaddressed felony after unaddressed felony. So I'm just trying to expose criminal activity that I've had to endure all these years. It's like something I was reading. It said it makes you feel kidnapped. It does, because you are trapped in a living nightmare that you can't flee from. So I feel kidnapped. When I read that, I said that hits the nail on the head. Forcing you to be homeless, forcing you to not have a support system, forcing you to be around pathological lie after pathological lie, forcing you to stay out of church because they're conspiring with your abuse, mm-hmm. forcing you to be away from family because they're terrified. Each time I get a car, I've been robbed of 2 cars, 2 furnished locations, and nothing is repeatedly done. And like I said, they were so petty, they didn't even want me having clothes and took my freedom when I build up clothes, so I lose them.
Okay. Well, I did message your case manager, and I think she's in a meeting, so I don't know if she'd be available to meet with you today. But like I said, you're gonna get connected with the case manager.
Then why did you tell me that I'd see one today?
I said I would try to get you connected with one today.
I thought you said that you would see one today. But this is just a repeated pattern, ma'am. Okay. I don't know why people would disregard someone fleeing abuse 7 years, mm-hmm. and everyone is busy and don't have time. And I repeatedly keep saying that this is a felony, but no one seems to care.
Okay. I apologize if there was a miscommunication. We do connect you with case managers the day of your assessment, but like I said, sometimes they're not available to meet with you.
Even if it's an emergency situation, they don't have time.
If it's an emergency situation, that's something that we would of course take care of. Which is why we're gonna walk you over to the COPC for.
What does COPC stand for?
I actually don't know the acronym for COPC.
Well, can you find out before I go over there?
Yes.
Okay. So I've traveled to Tyler, Texarkana, over, and game after game after game after game. In Texarkana, they were so crooked. I was gone reporting my abuser. They put me out while I was gone, and they put my stuff out in the box. It was terrifying because I was already afraid for my life. They would deprive me of a bus ticket to go to Tyler. By the time I got there, I was explaining to the 2 women at the front desk what I was going through, and both of them walked off while I was talking and denied me of services. Mm-hmm. I went to Tyler FBI. They did the same thing and was psychologically abusive and covered for it. So I was forced out of Tyler because the police came and at Salvation Army on their own. And the lady said she was going to file and give me housing information after she had played games months. So the police came on their own, forced me to leave, and then made me leave a lot of my clothes. Mm-hmm. And they were nice. So I'm just trying to show a repeated pattern that has yet to be interrupted. Mm-hmm. I don't think any woman fleeing abuse deserves this experience, no matter what the circumstances. This is the United States. Mm-hmm. But okay, ma'am. People have yet to get their charges. I'm just trying to establish a pattern. So Akia, I begged and pleaded with her. She's in Dallas. She was my case manager. They have 24-hour emergency shelter that she never gave me. Mm-hmm. And walked off while I was telling her that I was afraid for my life. Mm-hmm.
Well, I apologize for that. Come in.
Hello, my name is Alicia. How are you doing today?
Fine.
All right. So I know that you're here to get set up with services. Is that correct?
Yes. Did you call her in here?
Oh no, I work with her.
She's right next to her.
How does she know to come in here?
We were just messaging about walking you over to.
Yeah, I wanted to tell you what COBC was, and
okay.
She was just saying you need more information, so I'm here to give you that information. Okay, so what services are you looking for? Because it depends what building you need to go to.
What does that building stand for?
So the COPC, that stands for the location that it's at, and if you look at the building, there's a giant sign on front that will say psychiatric triage facility. It's pretty much our like crisis unit, but they also do other programs like crisis counseling, case management, that kind of stuff. Also substance use services as well as in that building.
Okay, so I would be the third person that I tell it to. My experience. She didn't email you anything about what I was experiencing.
I wanted to hear directly from you to make sure that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And what's your position?
I'm the team lead for intake.
Okay, so I don't understand the relevancy of repeating myself over and over if I'm going to another location. Yeah. I'm just curious on the relevancy of it. If you're sending me to another location, I just don't see the relevancy of telling you. Is there relevancy in it? And then I can.
I want to make sure that you even need to go to the other location or not. I wanted to see if that's something that would.
Are they going to set me up for mental illness there?
So we're both the same company. So we all do mental health services.
I'm just curious on if they're going to set me up and frame me with mental illness over there. Are they hospitalizing me or what's going on?
Oh, we don't do inpatient. We're outpatient only.
Okay.
So all they do is like go into assessments and see like what services we have that would benefit you. They do crisis assessments there, but we're not inpatient. We don't physically keep you here or anything like that.
Okay. I don't know. I just came in to get medication and the policy changes when I'm present. Okay. They're telling me they won't tell me when I'd be able to get it. They have no answers, and it's a pattern. They've withheld medication before in the past, and they had no consequences. Yeah. So I don't know what to do. It keeps following me everywhere. Are you willing to tell me when I get the medication?
The medication for your mental health?
I guess if that's what you're claiming and what it is, it helps me sleep.
Oh, okay. It helps you sleep. Yeah, it's most likely for mental health then.
Okay.
Were we able to schedule her eval or anything like that yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
So what has this been? What was
this? This is the enrollment process so that you can get into our services.
Oh, this is a completely different process that I've ever experienced. Oh. You have to speak with 4 or 5 people, and people are withholding the procedure. So how many more processes do you have to go to before you actually get the medication?
Yeah, so the enrollment has to be finished in order for you to get a psych evaluation appointment.
I thought we just did the enrollment.
Oh, that's what she's working on.
Yeah, that's what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do an enrollment, and then what else do you have to happen?
And then the only reason we would take you over to the other building is, for example, if you felt like you were in a crisis. So that's really what we're trying to do.
I'm trying to flee domestic violence, the crisis that an army full of people have been involved with, and every location, all of them have conspired with abuse, psychological abuse, in games.
Are you in fear for your life right now because of those things?
I don't feel comfortable with all of these people conspiring with abuse.
Yeah, okay. But no, like feeling like someone is actually going to harm you right now too.
I don't feel safe. I don't want to like put that on the platter. Yeah. I don't want to speak that toxic of a statement, but I will tell you that I don't feel comfortable with my psycho controlling all my environments.
Okay. But right now you feel like you can keep yourself safe and.
No, I didn't say that.
Okay. All right. Any suicide or homicidal thoughts going on? I just have to ask. Okay.
Yes, I've been asked that like 3 times.
Yeah, it's like
I'm not being heard. I'm not being heard. You know, so repeatedly having to repeat myself all over the place.
And I apologize. It's required that each staff, whenever we interact with the client, we have to ask those
Yeah,
questions.
people have become sadistic.
Yeah.
They don't connect to not violate the party and have them repeatedly repeat themselves. It's just kind of red flags because my abuser's been playing mind games like this years. For example, when I called domestic violence organizations, they scam that you have to go over your story before they tell you you're full. So I have had to repeat myself maybe 150 times
Just for them to tell
in
you
multiple different locations trying to get services.
And then they just tell you they're full.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
So he schemes in other locations for the same thing. Like I went to Salvation Army, they scheduled me for 9, told me to come back at 11:30. I came back at 11:30, then 2, and then she denied me services and asked me to leave. It's mind games.
Yeah. No, that sounds terrible. I'm sorry you have to like keep repeating it just for them to tell you they can't help you.
Right.
That would frustrate anybody. Okay, so do you feel like you are in need of a crisis assessment? Like, do you feel like you're experiencing a mental health crisis and that's something that you want to talk to someone about?
What we are deflecting on me fleeing abuse?
No, not at all. I'm saying right now.
I would like to concentrate on me fleeing abuse, and I would like my medication and not schemes to keep me from it.
Okay.
Like I've experienced in the past.
Okay. So right now with our services, we can get you an eval. And we can enroll you into outpatient. But if you're wanting to see if you qualify for our crisis services, we can definitely walk you over and see if maybe you qualify on their side. They tend to sometimes do things quicker in terms of getting you medication if you do qualify versus doing it on our side. But either way, we can.
If you do qualify, I'm not being heard. I mean, what's the process of getting the medication? I'm not being. I've asked that multiple times. How long would it be?
Yes. Well, if you did it over here with the outpatient, so if we finish the enrollment here, our evals are scheduled far out, so you probably wouldn't get medications maybe like August, September. However, if you went over to crisis, the COPC, what I was telling you about earlier, you might qualify for getting your medication a little sooner than a few months away.
Yeah.
So it's just like.
Yeah. So there's just the curious thing because my abuser's petty. And he don't even want me to have the sleep or any kind of peace and sabotage services at location to location. I just don't understand how people are still free. So if you're claiming that I've done all this and then they told me something different on the phone, I have been deprived of medication, medical treatment, all kinds of other things that repeatedly is unaddressed. I told them I had stomach pains. They wouldn't treat me at Parkland and discharged me and gave me some medicine for gas. I didn't know if I had ulcers because when I was stressed out, I'd have stomach pain. Mm-hmm. But okay, nothing's been done. Okay, I guess I'm forced to go over to COPD, whatever you're talking about, because I find all this commotion and I can't get services here either.
No, you can definitely qualify.
I have 2 months. It's not services.
Yeah, it is a long time. It's a long way.
Well, then why would they tell me I can do a walk-in? I've never experienced this at this. Yeah. Well, you know what? I did try to get help here, and they said they were full a long time ago.
Yeah, they used to do a wait list back
then.
Mm-hmm. Now we do walk-ins, but it still schedules you out. Unfortunately, we're trying to hire more people.
I just think someone's controlling my life that shouldn't be. But if I guess I have no other choice but to go over the other side, and then when do I get to fleeing for my life?
Okay, let's take this step by step. Let me go and make sure that they have someone available to see if you will qualify for their services.
Qualify?
Yeah, remember we have to go over there to see if you're.
Oh, so now I gotta qualify next door.
Yeah.
Do I have to qualify to flee too?
No.
Oh, okay, because I've had to and haven't qualified. Yeah. Okay, whatever's going on. Okay, walk over to COPD, wherever that is. I imagine that's a long walk?
No, it's not long.
Okay.
It's not long. But let me go and check my real quick if you want.
Okay. Is there any particular reason why 2 people are needed to walk me over here?
No, I'm just helping out.
Why does she need help to walk me over here?
Oh, it's 2 women in a parking lot. You know, I don't want to leave you guys alone. It's dangerous.
Oh, okay.
Especially with this long walk through all those cars. No, I don't like anyone to make this walk alone. Gotta look out for each other.
I think so too.
And this is the sign I was telling you about, the psychiatric triage sign. And then you'll see the Grand County MHMR sign next to it. Yeah.
Okay, Crisis Services Special Projects Program. Okay. 24-hour psychiatric triage?
Yeah.
But I thought you said they didn't.
They're open. They're just open all the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
So outpatient, we're just open 8 to